he had given this miraculous sign, did what? They went out to meet him. Hey, I want to meet this Jesus, okay? I want to meet the one who makes the lame to walk, the blind to see, the dead to rise, and the celebrity seekers. Now, sometimes followers of Jesus get caught up in this kind of thing, looking for miracles, focusing on celebrities within the Christian world with their stories, their songs, and their teaching. And they get caught up in something I call fad Christianity. You know where I'm coming from? How many Christian fads have you witnessed? And if you want to know whether it's a fad or not, listen, if it made it on a bracelet or made it on a t-shirt or somebody's made money off of it, it's probably a fad. Okay? But we go after these things, don't we? We somehow get our eyes off of Jesus and we get our eyes on celebrities. You know, everybody wants to see Lazarus. Oh, I want to see Lazarus. I want to see Lazarus. Forget about Jesus. I want to see Lazarus. Because of the stories they can tell. And there's nothing wrong with witnesses. There's nothing wrong with hearing people's stories. There's nothing wrong with hearing songs that they've been given to sing. Nothing wrong with that. But what kind of seeker are you? Are you looking for the new next thing? Or is Jesus good enough? And then that brings us to the last set of seekers, the spiritual seekers. Look at verses 20 to 21. Now there were some Greeks among those. Now the Greeks are the Hellenist Jews. That's the Greek-speaking Jews. These are not Gentiles, okay? The Greek here is Hellene, the Helleni, or the Hellene, the Greek-speaking Jews. There were some Greeks among those who went up to worship at the feast. In other words, Passover. They came to Philip. Now, why did they come to Philip? Well, Philip is a Greek name. Philip was a Jew, but he had a Greek name. I know what his name means because it's my middle name. I am Daniel Philip Gate. And Philip means lover of horses. Okay? So they come to Philip. I don't know, other than the Greek name, I don't know why. But they came to Philip, who was from Bethsaida in Galilee, with a request. Sir, they said, we would like to see Jesus. Now the King James puts it a little differently. We would see Jesus. But what it really means, if you go into the Greek, the word see here means to know, and the word would means desire. It's the word would like. We desire. We desire to know Jesus. That's the essence of it. And ladies and gentlemen, that's the kind of seekers we need to be. If you're a follower of Jesus, we need to be a follower who desires to know Jesus. As a matter of fact, John in 1 John writes about this. He talks about knowing Jesus. He says 22 times in 1 John about how important it is to know Jesus. All right? Now, number 8, and I'm almost done. These will go quickly. Number 8, I almost missed it. I had to go back and realized I missed it. The 8th kind of follower is the student. The student. If you go back to verse 16. At first, his disciples did not understand all this. Only after Jesus was glorified did they realize that these things had been written about him and that they had done these things to him. So, here's the point. We don't know it all. If you meet someone who says to you, they know it all, run. Yeah. The other way. Don't ever start following a teacher or preacher of the gospel who says, oh yeah, I know it all. No, we don't. This is the teachable disciple, the learner. Here's the question, are we teachable? Are we teachable? Now listen, don't misunderstand what I'm about to say. We all need to be learners. Yes, we need to be learners. Okay? But don't just be satisfied with learning. I have pastored churches, like I said, for 44 years, And I know people that have been members of those churches 30, 40, and 50 years. And you know what? They've never moved beyond the learning stage. In other words, there are some that ought to be teachers. Matter of fact, the Bible talks about these people. He said some of you ought to be teachers. And you're still learning. I guarantee you, if you want to learn, teach. You will learn more teaching than you will ever do just sitting in class. Isn't that true? College students, isn't that true? I got news for you about your profs, okay? They don't know it all. But they know more than you. Now, let me tell you what made them so smart. What made them so smart is they never quit learning. And some of those same profs that you were sitting under, they're learning something new every day. And that's where the excitement is. The most exciting professors you will ever have will be the ones that have just learned something yesterday. And they're going to come into your classroom with excitement. And if they're just reading from the same stale notes that they read from for 20 or 30 years, find you a different professor. Amen? Are you with me? All right. The students, are you teachable? Then finally, number 9. All the way down to verse 26. Whoever serves me must follow me, and where I am, my servant also will be. My Father will honor the one who serves me. Now, last group called supporters. These are the faithful ones. These are the ones that can be counted on. He says, what does he say? He says here, where I am, my servant will also be. The question is, can we be found where he is? If we can find Jesus, can we be found there also? I submit to you that we're only half full today because some of the followers of Jesus at Calvary Baptist Church aren't this kind of follower. Now, some can't be here, and I understand that. Some are working, some are out of town. One's in the hospital. I get that. Are you a supporter? Are you faithful? Notice the last part of verse 26. My Father will honor the one who serves me. Briefly said, there is a blessing, or there are blessings in following Jesus Christ. The greatest blessing will be the blessing by and of the Father. And let me read just 3 of these and then I'll close. Now there is in store for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award to me on that day. This is 2 Timothy 4:8. Paul is writing. And not to me only, but also to all who have longed for his appearing. So if you long for the appearing of Jesus Christ, I got news for you. You're going to get a crown. James 1:12 says, blessed is the man who perseveres under trial, because when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life that God has promised to those who love him. 1 Peter 5:4, and when the chief shepherd appears, you will receive the crown of glory that will never fade away. So what have we got? We got righteousness, life, glory. I don't know about you, but I want that. So, are you a follower of Christ? If not, would you like to be? And if you are, what kind are you? Jesus, on that Easter, or after that Easter, one day told his disciples, I want you to meet up with me in Galilee. And so they showed up, and Jesus fixed breakfast for them. And they brought some fish that they had caught. They joined him there at the lakeside, and he saw Peter there, who had denied him 3 times. He said, Peter, do you love me? He said, yeah, Lord, you know I love you. He said, love, just follow me. And Peter saw John, and he said, well, Lord, what about him? And Jesus said, what's that to you? You follow